Good afternoon, everyone. In this lesson, we are going to cover the interface again. Last time we talked about different data connections, types, and different files. We're going to focus in this class on focusing on Excel sheets and Excel files. The interface. I haven't had enough time to talk about the interface last time. The interface, I talked about the number one here and number two, which is the main headers on top. And the most important part of the interface is the side menu, guys. The side menu consists of two different parts. The first one is the top, which is dimensions, and the second one is the measures. In Tableau 2021, as you can see on your screen, as we installed it last time, there is no dimensions or measures. There is tables, and then only a thin, light gray line that separates the two parts from each other. So in the previous version of Tableau, there was the words dimensions and measures were clearly stated. I'm going to leave my slides as is so that it can help you memorize and instill the idea that the fields, the data fields on top are dimensions and the ones on the bottom are measures. Okay, so on the side menu, as you can see up top over here, guys, there is two tabs. There is the data tab and there is the analytics tab. So the data tab is one of the most important tabs. This is where you can drag and drop different fields into the shelves of the interface. So the second or the third part of the interface, the first part was the main headers on top. The second very important part was the side menu with the two tabs, the data tab and the analytics tab. The third part of the interface is the shelves. Shelves, this is where you actually drag and drop different fields to create visualizations or style them. If you drag any dimension, any field under the dimensions, and drag it and drop it onto the columns shelf, then this field will be used to label the columns of the graph or the visualization. If you drag any dimensions or measure, any dimension or measure into the rows shelf, then it will define the labels on the rows of the visualization. Dragging and dropping any field into the rows or columns will end up creating a visualization or a viz in this canvas white area. So this area is the visualization view or viz view or the canvas. Now for pages and for filters, this is where you can, if you drop any measure or any dimension, then you can filter down the data. For example, greater than a certain threshold for sales or a certain list of regions or cities only. So you can narrow down the data set using filters or also create different pages. We will see in due course. The fifth here is the marks. Marks here is also kind of it's not the shelf here. Marks are actually cards. So if you use this caret or the inverse triangle and get the drop-down menu, you will be able to choose and select different cards. These cards will help you style your viz, different colors, the text, as you can see, adding details on it, changing different sizes, and so forth. We're going to talk about this shortly in the next videos. Over here, as you can see, it's the Show Me menu. This is a very important menu. As you can see right now, it is deactivated because we don't have any fields on the populating the columns and the rows. Once you have fields populating the rows and the columns, then this area will activate the different types of visualizations or graphs that could be created using the selected fields. Okay, the last is here on the very bottom. As you can see, this is sheet 1. This sheet 1 is actually the workbook here, the file that we're working on. Then there you have also dashboard and the story. Don't worry about these. We will use them in due time in the course. So there's also here this icon for creating a dashboard, and this is for creating a story. But for now, this is for creating a visualization. This is the most important parts of the interface. Please take a look at the notes section. Under the on this slide, there is a notes section hidden on the presentation view, but if you are out of the presentation view, you can take a look at the notes section. I have the definitions of all the main areas that makes up the interface. Let's just, the menu, the toolbar, we talked about them, the side menu, the shelves, the canvas, show me, the tabs, we talked about them, data source, we already talked about the data source, the sheet, the dashboard, the story, we talked about the status bar. Also, I talked a little bit about the status bar and the controls. Please take a look at these. It's very easy to digest. Thank you so much for now. I would like you to take a look at the interface on your own for 5 minutes and test your memory. Do you memorize what do we call pages and filters? Shelves. Columns, shelves. Rows, shelves. That white area, canvas. The marks are cards. How about the side menu? This is fields, the data fields. This is dimensions and this is measures. In the next video, I will go ahead and talk to you about the difference between dimensions and measures and their definitions.